Hey guys, Jason Jeffries here for the Alliance Project, Master Jace's Jedi Academy. So we're going to go over some weird stuff that's been on the internet, people have been researching, and our research found interesting, and I wanted to share with you guys. It all ties to a date in September 5th, 2024, where people were saying they have dreams and had channeled beings or somebody telling them that there's going to be some either disclosure, like aliens coming out into the light and people actually fully disclosing extraterrestrials, or a series of worldwide events that would be like cataclysmic all over the world. A bunch of weird issues, but we're going to dig as deep as we can, and it starts with a picture of this man. In January 2006 in New York, a patient of a well-known psychiatrist draws the face of a man that's been repeatedly appearing in her dreams. On more than one occasion, the man has given her advice on her private life, and the woman swears she's never met the man in her life. I'd like to add that when we're dreaming, we cannot picture the face of somebody we've never met. Our brain doesn't have the ability to make up new faces. So the portrait lies forgotten on the psychiatrist's desk for a few days until one day another patient recognizes that face and says that man's often visited him in his dreams. He also claims that he's never seen that man in his life. The psychiatrist decides to send the portrait to some of his colleagues and patients with recurrent dreams. Within a few months, 4 patients recognize the man as a frequent presence in their own dream. All the patients refer to him as this man. From January 2006 until today, at least 2,000 people have claimed to see the man in their dreams in all cities all across the world. At the moment, there's no ascertained relation or common trait among the people that have dreamed seeing this man. Moreover, no living man has ever been recognized as a resemblance of the man in the portrait. To help people with those that seen the man in their dreams and foster communication among them to understand who the man is and why he appears apparently in a patternless array of situations and dreams in such diverse human subjects. Are we collectively having similar dreams? Is there a new study trying to capture that? But for what end? Okay, so we'll go to the top. Remember the 5th of September. So it started with those flyers. They were going around saying, have you seen this man? Call this dream survey. It was a dream survey. Then it disappears off social media. A lot of people think it was a marketing thing. But anyways, this pops back up 2015. Have you been having strange dreams? The Happy Valley Dream Survey is investigating a recent spike in bizarre, unexplainable dreams. If you've been experiencing any unusual dream activity, you can help by reporting a summary. Please contact this or that email or this number. Now, if you call this number, it says, please describe your dream, and then blah, blah, blah. When you call that, you tell them your dream, and then you get a text message that says this. 9 go hey 5 jit. And if you type that in there, Google translates it into September 5th. You'll actually get a text message back from the people. It's usually around 3 a.m. in the morning. And we'll go back to that. So pops and popcorn, this will be a long post. There's no easy way to summarize the interesting and strange series of events that recently caught our attention, but it's not necessarily paranormal, maybe, but it's creepy indeed. So these posts we explore and take a dive. Before we begin, remember this, all this could be a grand hoax. One that has taken place over a series of months and even years. Maybe it's just a bunch of 4chaners or Redditors having fun. The world seems to be having weird dreams lately. We talked about it a few times on this website. National Geographic blamed the pandemic. The New York Times ran in-depth articles about how COVID-19 was causing a nationwide series of bad dreams. This is true. It's been in National Geographic and a lot of major newspapers, and there's been articles all over the world about how a lot of us have been having strange and weird dreams and how these dreams connect to one another. The dream thing is not new. Many months back, as March shutdowns began to hold across America, the one uniting issue is that everybody seemed to have commonly bad dreams. I asked the question to my friends in personal Facebook account and immediately see dozens of responses, people stating they've never had dreams quite like the ones they're having. They're puzzled and at the same time frightened by the way the dreams felt, real, vivid. They were actually happening. Or actually did. Or maybe possibly were going to happen. Some of the most visceral dreams anyone had in years, I've had them too. Wouldn't it be interesting to document these weird terrors at night? Have you been having strange dreams? A really weird poster began popping up around the Willamette Valley of Portland, Oregon area in 2015, 5 years ago. Poster was placed on random telephone poles. The Williamette Dream Survey is investigating a recent spike in bizarre and unexplainable dreams. If you're having experiencing any unusual dream activity, you can help by reporting it. The poster went on to say, call this number. You can still call this number and do it and test this information out for yourself if you'd like. There's a picture of it, and those were popping up all over the place, as well as years before with the picture of this man. Even Oregon Live had a story at the time about the posters and how it was going to give people an edgy, freaky feeling throughout the area. Calling the number on the poster reveals that someone cared enough to set up a voicemail account. And the woman says, thank you for calling the Williamette Dream Survey. Please leave a detailed account of your dream after the tone. Transcripts or audios from your report may be duplicated in other media. If you do a reverse lookup at this number, you can't find anything. It used to be a number that tied to a German summer camp that was just about doing things that are German. Everybody speaks in German. They teach you all these German things and have German pastimes. The recording provides no other details. A message left by says it was not immediately returned. Google search finds no other references except for the one I just gave you. The number has been past affiliated with a summer camp operated by a German language immersion program, like I just said. But a school official said the number was a Google phone account that no longer uses. All we do is German. When you call the 971 number, you were met with this greeting. Yes, all strange. Strange that the phone number worked, that people were able to report their dreams, and that the collector was never known. Some of you saw the documentary Don't Fuck With Cats on Netflix may remember how dedicated Reddit users are finding their suspects, but this one didn't work. For all the research we did about the Williamette Dream Survey, we're not able to find one clear, concise source that the culprit behind these posters were ever located. There were, however, some interesting and tantalizing hints of the origin. The Bridge is a college newspaper in Portland. In addition, ran a story about Futel phones. Futel, for a little background, this is the website. At Futel, we believe in a preservation of public telephone hardware as a means to provide access to Agora for everyone. And toward that goal, we are privileged to provide free telephone calls, voicemail, and telephone-mediated services. They just put up payphones everywhere. They go around and actually sanitize them during the COVID-19 pandemic and make sure they run, but they run for free. And if you dial the operator, you pick it up, and you can actually get a list of certain numbers to call. One of the numbers that's tied to this, when you hit it, a direct link right to it, is actually the number of the Dream Survey. So Futel has a tie with this some way, somehow. And they're also related, located all around Portland. If you guys want to check it out, you can. Show you the about. They basically have weird pictures and stuff like this. Anyways. Although eventually to locate Futel phones in Portland, what we found, they reported at the time, payphones were acting as radio towers broadcasting analog potential across the city. Each Futel phone sits in front of a house and is almost invisible to the unconcerned eye. The first Futel phone booth we approached was on 23rd and Taylor. We punched the buttons in an antiquated device with wonder, and only to find, besides pressing one for free domestic calling, an entire world of bizarre mystical interactivity laid beyond each key. Stunned, we explored all the different ways we could travel the winding roads within the world of Futel. By dialing 3, you're given the option to call the mayor, the druid of Cephesus Gardens, still unknown, an apology line, a voicemail confessional that began in the 1990s, the Williamette Dream Survey, the one number that we're talking about right now, and I called the mayor, the druid, and didn't slow down an apology. Finally, I selected the option to call payphone at random. Phone rang over and over, and I waited anxiously for someone to happen and pull my phantom call. I stayed on the phone for over half an hour, exploring all its secrets. Finally, I connected to Futel's collective voicemail box, where you can record and listen to each other's messages. I left a voicemail about an upcoming show happening at my house and sang a short song for someone to stumble upon. Resting the clunky headset between my ears and shoulders, I remembered the strangest of telephone communication. The depth of its intimacy, how it brings us across towns and countries, how important it is to have and cherish it, and how necessary it is to daily life. There's no mention of NPR in the Oregon phones. The coronavirus breakout in 2019-2020 has solidified this time in the history books. Beyond that, weird flyers began to appear again this year. So around April 2020, a new flyer being posted with potential in several states, at least if you believe what you're seeing, and people have been posting and sharing these. This one being labeled Happy Valley Dream Survey instead of Willamette Dream Survey. Happy Valley's, for the locals, is just another name for that area. It has the same number, and there it is. It's Utah County, one of the most populous areas in the state. It was also a nickname for the State College area of Pennsylvania. I personally called the phone number listed on the poster, and it says, please leave a description of your dream after the tone. I did immediately, and I received a text message thanking me for participating in the dream survey. They received calls a few days after, and some report that it comes the same day, but at 3 a.m. in the morning. The collective dream issue brings us back to this man. I told you about this man earlier. And if you chase it down the rabbit hole as deep as you can go, you go to Reddit and you find a user named Aliens Did 9/11 and one Regent. Both were highly active on the website trying to ascertain some information about the Happy Valley Dream Survey. They were in deep. He was uneasy and worried about what he got himself into. Both users vanished from Reddit in May, so they weren't doing it for clout, followers, or anything like that because they deleted their accounts. Vanishing. And there's connected to this September 5th conspiracy. Sorry, my responses are limited. To check what kind of questions to trigger a response, she said you might want to ask the right question. You get a text from this number after you call it that says this, and I showed you what that translates, June 5th, or September 5th, as Septam in French. Now a famous group on Reddit, some believe it's a cult, believe in an apocalyptic event that will occur on September 5th, 2020. And they actually said they didn't know if it was 2020, but they said an insider left them information saying that would be in 2024. We'll go into depth with this, and they said basically they wanted to help people survive. It wouldn't be like a global event, but actually many events occurring on that date all across the world. Clusters of events, if you will. And they made a big deal about trying to survive this, what may be possibly happening. A lot of people thought it was about disclosure with aliens and things like that. And we don't know. This group believes that their dreams will help avert a disaster, or at least help you find a safe place during this. They will be exactly 24 hours, and it's a little bit tiny bit less than 24 exact hours. Electronic devices won't work. People will disappear. He claims to have seen dreams of a man in blue flames who told him about this thing. He talks in codes and tells tales about a mysterious organization. Join me as we dive head first into the rabbit hole of high strangeness, and wake me up when September ends. Okay, so if you go to the Happy Valley Dream Survey and look these things up, a few days ago I was browsing Reddit non-murder mysteries when I saw a top post of the day by Aliens Did 9/11. Have you been having strange dreams lately? The Happy Valley Dream Survey is investigating a recent spike in bizarre dreams, unexplainable dreams. If you've ever been experiencing any unusual dream activity, you can help by calling and reporting a summary. It should be noted that the Happy Valley is a nickname for Utah County. We did know that. Flyers were across Oregon and Portland on the outskirts. While ringing the number, my call went straight to the voicemail, and after one ring, the British-sounding lady says, please leave a description, as I told you. After calling, I saw my phone call ID with a number registered in Las Vegas and has the lines of 725 area code. And it's odd that it's in Nevada, right? Area 51 and all this stuff. You got a lot of people out there that believe in things on some next level and have firsthand knowledge of a lot of odd things. I decided to call the number again, and well, I just did that. And you can find the phone call recording here. You can listen to it. But as it did, I encourage you to do this. You call it; they'll give you all this. You can chase this rabbit hole pretty deep. Trying to find. So the first theory is it's all being done by a writer who has writer's block. They're trying to find ideas. Some people have picked up a lead that the survey might be associated with Dream Hotline event put on annually by an online school of metaphysics. And at 3, just had a Discord with a fellow investigator. We do some futile directly, and founder himself, Carl Anderson, might lead us to the possible answers. Futile, so they had no relation to this. And 4, got in touch with me. Aliens Did 9/11. telling me that she's been seeing more flyers in her Utah hometown. She said, I just wanted to reach out, seeing you talk about my post, found another poster in my town. I was very spooked when I saw it. And placed in the middle of an art installation in the local mall. Now, give me one moment here. Apologies. Someone's putting these posters all around town. There's physical proof in someone's hands. Huge updates. 4:30 May 6th, two people receiving phone calls from the Vegas number. I blocked the number earlier yesterday. And they left a voice saying, missed call from the Dream Survey. She did not see the notification from her phone, but the call log's there. They called. What the fuck? It seems like the call was active between 12:15 and 1:30 a.m. I spoke too soon. I was messaging someone who must receive a call. I got a text from the number at 4:36 a.m. saying, I'm sorry, my responses are limited. You must ask the right questions. This is clear in response to my earlier message asking them to return my call from May 1st. What the fuck? I sent text messages back asking them who they are because clearly the number's messaging service is not entirely automated, but they're active right now. Ladies and gents, watch out. What's everyone supposed to do to sleep every single night now? You realize that nighttime makes up half of the time? I since blocked the number mostly because I'm kind of creeped out by the responses and didn't want to go too far. We're currently trying to get a rise out of this call and get any information. Both numbers are fixed VoIP, so likely a Google Voice number. The Portland one is even registered under the name Dream Survey and not an individual's name. But what I wanted to do is go into a little bit. This is this man saying the hoax and things like that. People, this is real stuff, really happened, really going on. Thought it was weird. Wanted to show you. But if you follow it as deep as you go, is you find when they give you this September 5th, you Google it, it translates to September 5th, and the guy or the girl tells you about a series of dreams they were having and how they received information from an insider saying that it was actually going to be in 2024 and that they were going to be releasing some information. Hey everyone, I've been thinking over and over about this for quite a while, not really knowing what to think of, but I've been thinking, what if my thoughts have much more power than we think? My point is, imagine a whole society putting lots of focus on one idea, say a fictional idea, and how people put lots of time, devotion, thoughts, and religion. What if the combination of so many people doing these things can actually bring power to these ideas, making them more prominent to people, making those who don't know them think about them, manifesting things, if you will. In this situation, think of the idea as the rain cycle. The cloud starts off normal, an idea holder. Evaporation takes the water, all thoughts and focus on that idea and forms into a little cloud. The idea holder, it soon rains, spreading everywhere, moves places that we cannot expect and over people, and as the thought entering somebody's mind. The supposed man in blue flames informed us that the organization's purpose on the 5th of September is to destroy the eighth sphere. The organization is how they refer to it. We don't know if this is the Illuminati or whatever, or a resistance, a rebellion against them. We don't know. Which is the place, they're saying the eighth sphere, a place of false enlightenment, which is the place where people aspire to be after they die. Heaven. 6 realms of existence in Buddhism are the realms of reincarnation, that is, one is born into after they die based on their karma. The 6th realm may be this godly realm that the blue flame speaks of. God's realm. The gods and the most pleasure-filled among the 6 realms are typically subdivided into 26 sub-realms. A rebirth in this heavenly realm is believed to be from very, very good karma accumulation. A diva does not need to work and is able to enjoy in the heavenly realm all the pleasures to be found on earth. However, the pleasures of this realm lead to attachment, lack of spiritual pursuits, and therefore no nirvana. So I feel like this is a little necessary, and forgive me if I already explained this, that the fact of luck is running out is one of the reasons I was guided to this sub. Luck can't really be measured by scientific means, at least with our current knowledge. As a geologist, I'll explain it in the form of gravity. Say you were a loose boulder above you on a cliff, and the boulder falls minutes before you leave. Impact zone. This could be considered luck. Gravity has been pressing down on that boulder for thousands of years, and it finally gives way. Many factors could cause this to happen at the exact same time, but however, if it misses you by seconds, there's an unseen force that we describe as luck, and it is running out. We rely on it more and more than we know. Luck is draining through, and soon it will be incredibly low, and unfortunate events will happen. As this increases, many won't survive. This is why I implore people to not take risks. Be cautious. Okay, so they're talking about this, and they give, for some reason, it won't let me create a Reddit account, and I can't log into my old one. It's saying, as soon as I tried to share this video and do this information, it wouldn't let me log into my Reddit, obviously. It's really odd. Every time I do it, I get a weird error message. They think there's a whole collective, a lot of people is gaining steam. September 5th, they said the date was before September 5th happened. They said the date was actually told by an insider that this was going to happen on September 5th of 2024. And it was going to be world changing as these organization was trying to destroy this 8th sphere. It's really weird fucking stuff. And I just encourage people to look into as much as possible, tell me what any information they find on it, and let's, see how deep we can dig together, Obviously, I'm not any more enlightened or smarter than any of you guys out there. I mean, we all have our own strengths and weaknesses, and I think together, collectively, we could, kind of see what's going on here and use all our resources together as a team and do some investigating and see where it leads us. I've looked it up on YouTube. There's a few videos explaining things in the same way I did, go into really good detail. And it's really odd. I mean, if you didn't see all the dots and how weird and how much effort this would be just to be a hoax, it just seems outlandish to me. Who knows, right? I feel that people like us, we all need to pull together and see what the heck is going on with these things. Why people are doing this, why these posters were being passed out, why they all tied to these things, and why did it start happening again this year after it went silent for 5 years. I'd also like to add that in the same area, around the same time of this year, there was a radio station in that area. It was local, and you could find it broadcasting from a specific place that the tower is supposed to be dead. It started playing all these weird things, and I'll see if I can find something on it real quick. We're going to watch a little clip of this video, and you guys want to watch it the rest of the way you can. It's from Nexpo, Strange Sounds from 96.7 FM.
Bizarre phenomenon was taking place around the city of Portland, Oregon, on the radio frequency 96.7. At that time, listeners from around the city began picking up a plethora of distorted sounds that resembled something out of an eerie broadcast hack. The audio was described as containing strange ambient buzzing, intermixed with speech recordings from both MLK and JFK respectively. Today, the station operates ordinarily, broadcasting a mixture of rap and hip-hop under the designation 96.7 The Numbers. All seems fine now, but back then, this odd occurrence baffled many, leaving them perplexed and intrigued as to who actually was doing this and what it really was that they were listening to. Tonight, we're diving into the mystery of the strange sounds from 96.7 FM. Road trip. January 6th of 2018 would be the day that two users, Jimmy Salts and Batchian320, would spearhead an online investigation in a niche little subreddit for a suburb outside the city called Beaverton, Oregon. Out of the 5 posts that we're going to get into, these, as far as I've seen, were the very first. In a stellar coincidence, their threads would be a mere 2 minutes apart on the same night. At both 8:11 and 8:13 p.m., they'd inquire on if anyone's heard the strange audio that was, at that time, playing on 96.7 FM. While both are notable, Batchian give a bit more context in theirs, so let's give that one a read. Tune in at 96.7 if you're near Progress Ridge. Some weird shit's going on. Sitting in the car with friends, tune to 96.7 and I'm hearing weird repeating sounds and sometimes random people talking or saying random things. The sounds get more bassy and less bassy with some strange frequencies interrupting other ones. Someone please explain this. In a response by a user named The Little Norsk, they claim that they too have heard the same. For a period of 5 months now, I've been haunted by the sounds of this radio station, and I can only imagine that others have picked up on it too. And it turns out I was right. I've uploaded specific YouTube videos that I've recorded on my phone to show everyone what I hear. Whoever that is in charge of this radio station should really speak up because I really am spooked by the number station-esque themes to this whack frequency. For a while, I thought it was some kind of MK Ultra shit going on. Edit. This station's now completely silent. Below this, they linked a video that we'll come back to shortly. January 10th of 2018, a deleted user would jump into the Thinking Sideways subreddit, wondering the same thing. Did I record some kind of number station? Recorded this off FM radio, January 6th of 2017 at about 6:30 p.m. The radio station's not officially listed. It went on in this weird pattern for several minutes before just playing some white noise type tone for hours and hours on end, with no station call. The station's a defunct rock station that I've never heard of. The next day, they played backbench MLK speeches and something that maybe could be called ambient music, slow motion tones, and whirring sounds. Nothing it's played is recognizable by Shazam. Any input's welcome. April 6th of 2018, Redditor WTF Hacker asks the Portland subreddit, who is broadcasting from 96.7 FM? And on June 23rd, 2018, and I'm Boltman asks the same. Was driving home from PDX today and was going through FM radio stations when I found 96.7 FM. The station plays chopped up music and weird noises. After a little research, I found that they've played MLK and JFK speeches before, and that they've been doing this for as long as 2006. Can you guys help me solve the mystery behind who runs it and why they broadcast what they do? At this point, you'll notice that the time span for this strange phenomenon encompasses an extremely large window of time. A window of time that would effectively rule out any sort of broadcast hack or isolated incident. Clearly, whatever it was that was happening was widespread and didn't seem to bear any plans to stop. There are 3 videos that I want to show you. One from The Little Norsk, one from that deleted account, and a third that was picked up from YouTube. Let's have a listen.
Hi, I'm a professional actor, and I'm getting paid to tell you about a revolutionary new product.
Mountain water.
For years, a bunch of marketing fuckboys have tricked you into thinking that water is just some girly drink for yoga moms. Just look at all the cute brand names and dainty little bottles. Well, hold on to your hot dogs, because I got news. Water isn't cute. Water is deadly. It kills innocent surfers and snowboarders and kayakers. Every year, water is responsible for thousands and thousands of deaths. Energy drinks only kill like, what, 1 or 2 kids? So please, don't fall for the marketing bullshit. Water is not yoga. Water is liquid death. And that's why this brand needs to exist, to finally give water the ice-cold can and ice-cold name it deserves. A brand that parents will hate, but kids might love.
Liquid death, mountain water.
Made from the deadliest stuff on Earth. Please, enjoy responsibly.
I wish to inquire about your $500 off deal. Is there anything hidden I should be aware of?
No, sir.
No hidden plan requirements?
You choose your plan.
No hidden phone trade-ins?
None.
Get $500 off the latest phones with no hidden requirements.
Sorry about that, guys. Had to move a couch on my steps. It's recording. Life happens.
KZRYLP, Portland.
So day 2 of this radio station, 96.7 FM, Portland, Oregon. It's doing this again.
I'm gonna leave Olive Garden.
And I bet as soon as we leave where we're gonna go eat, just like yesterday, it's not gonna be doing this anymore.
And it's not even the same time of day either.
Yeah, because it was like, what, 4 or 5-ish when we went out?
It's like 5:30.
It's 5:30, and now you can't see it because it's bad here. Wait, let me clean that off. It's 12:45. Oh, and it stopped.
Hello?
Boo!
Carlson handles the countdown as the launch vehicle begins to build up. We're now hitting the 4-minute mark. 4 minutes and counting. We are go for Apollo 11. We'll go on an
Apollo.
automatic
It's
sequence
the Apollo.
Starting at
What?
3 minutes and 7 seconds.
The engines that generate that thrust have a combined horsepower equal to 543 jet fighter planes.
I'm having more fun listening to this than being on like YouTube or anything else.
As much as the
Now this sounds like something broadcasted straight out of a horror movie, but we have to remember that this wasn't fictional. This was real life, being observed on a legitimate radio station over the span of months. Any sort of edgy teenager or shitposter broadcasting out of their home for a bit of a prank seems ill-considered, as it's safe to assume that after such a long period of time, they'd be caught. Furthermore, you might be drawing parallels between this and the widely known WKCR broadcast hijacking that occurred back in the 90s. If we can
I'm going to go to that real quick, show you that. I wanted to share that with you. I want you to watch this video in full, get into a little bit more. They actually share speeches from MLK and Paul Moon landings and a bunch of other really weird stuff.
John Vernon, son of John Senior Mel, brother Captain Chris, that the Thunder December 21st, 1988, Barry Valentino, son of Barry Senior Jean, brother Scott, Mark and Lisa Ann's friend, my friend. February 1985, Frank Oppenheimer, brother Robert Hilton, Jackie Emily, father Michael, our friend. In 1987, Henrietta Graham, mother Lion, Email Sally, my friend.
That was pouring like an avalanche coming down the mountain.
I don't mind the and sometimes the images it shows. I can taste you on my lips and smell you in my clothes. Cinnamon and sugary and softly spoken lies. You never know just how to look through other people's eyes.
You're tuned to WKCR-FM New York, 89.9 on your dial.
Back in 1994-95, someone hijacked Columbia University's radio. It seemed like they're reading obituaries that included Robert Oppenheimer. That is the one that had that famous speech about the atomic bomb, that I am become death, destroyer of worlds. And that is actually when the UFO phenomenon started, when we started having these atomic bombs go off. A lot of people think that it has to do with these galactic threads that connect through stars, and that's how these filaments are kind of like stargates, and how these craft travel and puts a feedback of energy through these loops anytime we detonate atomic bombs. And that's why, if anybody that's into the ufology, UFO stuff, the conspiracy things, they understand the connection here. I got one more video I'm going to share before we end this. So this is TV hijacking that happened in 1977, and I felt like it was appropriate, so I want to share it.
This is the voice of Allah, representative of the Ashtar Galactic Command, speaking to you. For many years you have seen us as lights in the stars. We speak to you now, you service them as we have done to your brothers and sisters all over this, your planet Earth. We come to warn you of the destiny of your race and your world, so that you may communicate to your fellow beings the course you must take to avoid the disaster which threatens your world and the beings on other worlds around you. This is in order that you may share in great awakening as the planet passes into the new age of Aquarius. The new age can be a time of great peace and evolution for your race, but only if your rulers are made aware of the evil forces that can overshadow their judgments. Be still now, and listen, or your chance may not come again. All your weapons of evil must be removed. The time for conflict is now past, and the race of which you are a part may proceed to the higher stages of its evolution, if you show yourselves worthy to do this. You have but a short time to learn to live together in peace and goodwill. Small groups all over the planet are learning this, and exist to pass on the light of the dawning new age to you all. You are free to accept the protective teachings of those who learn to live.
Many go as wide as this, then they run out.
Spiritual evolution. Here now, the voice of Rimon, representative of the Ashtar Galactic Command, speaking to you. Be aware also that there are many false prophets and guides at present operating on your world. They will suck your energy from you, the energy you call money, and will put it to evil ends, giving you worthless dross in return. Your inner divine self will protect you from this. You must learn to be sensitive to the voice within that can tell you what is true and what is learn to listen to the voice of truth.
It's such a
Lead yourself. This is our message.
I really appreciate understand that we can't do anything. I insist so delicious, full of only really choice ingredients. Yeah, I can.
Cats have 9 lives.
I'm going to stop there so you guys can look into that more if you want. I just want to show you how this rabbit hole got really deep, and twisted and turned, and how they all interconnected. Tell me your thoughts on the show. Write some comments, interact, and I'll keep on putting out some content for you guys. Remember, if you guys want to donate to the channel, I'll leave a link in the description below. Anything helps, keeps the content flowing, makes it, the investigation's worth our time. So I appreciate you guys all. Thanks for watching, and you have a great day.